Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how to do feeding on Westby. This is a completely different scenario, similar to Autumn Oaks and everything back in 19. And you want to go over to JMF Modding's itch.io. You want to grab the small mineral feed bin. You want to grab his little small feeder carts. And you want to grab the silo blower. This silo blower is what you're going to use to fill the silos with everything that you got and everything that you're going to need to produce feed, TMR, which it's now called forage in this map, for your cows, feeding them. And if we go into the game and look at your cows, you need to fill all three of these: silage, hay, grain. And I forgot to pull that up, but we'll show you real quick. Let me get the file open here. Well, that was the wrong one. This one. And I'm looking for right here would be your food XML. So with that being said, the cows are changed to parallel, eat weight, production weight, and all that. So you got grass windrow, silage, and grass fermented for silage. And that's going to work right here with this one. You can put any of those three in and it will work. Then dry grass is obviously for dry grass. And then mineral feed or CCM. CCM, high moisture corn, or in this map called earlage. And then down here for your mixing, these are what you can mix to get forage. So with that being said, you got dry grass, which in a TMR mixer you need at least 20%, or grass fermented, chopping the grass. Then for silage, that is still the maize, corn, however you want to say it, and that needs to also be 20% in order to get forage. Then you can choose to put in straw, mineral feed, and CCM. And how we get in mineral feed is just by taking your oats and wheat, barley, when you combine them, you can put them straight into your grain bins, and the little hammer mill will pull it back out. With this hammer mill, it is down here under the animals category. Scroll over to your mods area, and you got your hammer mill right here. And with that being said, you can then go just like this. And you open the cover. As long as it's empty of everything, you open the cover to get it out so you can fill it. I'm going to fill it straight out of the wagon, so I got to jump into this tractor, and we are putting oats into it. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. And once it's full, we will take it over to our mineral feed bin. You can see it over in the distance, and dump it in there. It's going to convert the oats into mineral feed. So now that we're full, you then use the mouse controls to control the auger. And then you are able to, if I could steer, you will be able to dump it into this little bin. And the other nice part about this little bin is if you have to or want to, you choose, you can walk right over here. It'd be on the left side, and you see the refill silo, and you'd be able to stack it full of mineral feed. And you can see in the bottom corner of my screen, it is going up in mineral feed on how much is in there. Hopefully I can get the whole mixer mill in there. Once it is in, we'll turn around, open cover, and take some of the mineral feed back out. spin around right here. And we'll stick out the auger again. And it is picky on where you go. The trigger to get it back out is dead center under that spout. So I got to get over to the left quite a bit. And you can always turn on your help menu to help you figure it out. There's start filling. And it's pulling in mineral feed now. So the big thing about this mineral feed is once it's back in the hammer mill as mineral feed, it'll come out as TMR. So that way we can take it right out here into the cow pastures and put it right into the creep feeders as TMR. And I know it's quite a ways to go, but I'll show you guys here quick on what I'm talking about, because this is an easy way, since Giants doesn't have grazing in yet, to that we can make the pastures work like they're intended to, where you can put your cows out here and minimal amount of effort be able to keep them growing and also keep them fed. So if you wanted to do beef, you could put them out here. Or if you want to take your dairy cows that are too young to produce milk, you can put them out here until they're 18 months old and actually produce milk. That bale feeder right there would be perfect spot to put your straw for your cows out here, because they still need straw. And the water should be taken care of. We'll take a look at that real quick now that I'm thinking about it. So the water is taken care of. You don't need to worry about that. You bring it down here to the creep feeder, and the trigger for the creep feeders are a little strange with the hammer mill. So you got to get it in the right spot in order for it to work. Like that. And then to here, and we should see these numbers go up, and you see everything's going up, not just one or the other. So this will work and get your production and health back up. Since I fast forward time to get through the rain and everything to record this video, it is healthy, put it that way. Even these guys, oh, they were healthy. They got plenty of food. So this is going to affect your health and productivity. So you can also feed the stuff in here to get your health up. Do it separate. This is the easiest, best way. Your pastures. I'm going to tab back over, and I wanted to show you guys now on how to do this blower. This blower is essentially the same one that you guys are going to get off the offline. I am currently testing this for JCL, but if I got my dev controls turned on, and you see the little square over the spout for the silo there, that is what you're lining it up to. So essentially you're going to be right in that spout like I am. Leave your tractor running. It should be good then. Once you're out, I gotta find my chopper. I released on my Facebook page the earlage heads that hook up to, should be any choppers, and it converts corn to CCM or earlage. You unhook from the corn head, it will tell you it is earlage. They do not hook up to combines, so therefore you do not have to worry about it. We're just going to grab the rest of this line here and finish making some CCM. I already had some in there. And this will then go into the silo to be fermented. I should say this is CCM raw, or earlage raw. Once it goes into the silo and you activate the silo and it converts it over, it will be CCM. or earlage fermented, I should say. I forgot how long the rows were. We'll take this back just with the chopper. It's easier for me as of right now. And I'm just going to cut through the field for the video's sake. And we are going to burn right into the silage blower. And that is also, you got to be tight fit. If you're using the forage boxes and everything, you got to get pretty dang close, especially on that New Holland one. I know you had to be pretty close to it. So the easiest way is to, doesn't matter if you're running duals or not, you can do it the same way. I pull in a little off side, and then what I do is I jackknife the trailer around as I back up. If I could do it easy. I did it the last time when I was trying to record this video. No problem. This is why I don't like keyboards. I wish I had my wheel with me. But anyways, jack it around. It should work. Actually, it works pretty good on the John Deere. We'll have to fix the New Holland here later on. But with that being said, we are dumping earlage into our silos. You come down to your productions. If you own the productions, you see them here, and you can see my status is running. You have to activate in order to get this before you fast forward time. So with corn silage, you have to activate it. With haylage, you'd have to activate it. And then with earlage, same thing, activate it. And you can see the cost per month on everything. So if you have it activated and fast forward a month, it's going to cost you $24. It's not that bad. I highly suggest you could leave just everything activated and leave it alone. And you can see I got fermented cornmeal here, which is our earlage, CCM, and you got the haylage right here as grass silage, and then you got your silage that comes from corn right here. And with that being said, we are going to shut these off so I don't have background noise. Oh, come on. And then I'm going to walk over to my Challenger here. And with that being said, we got to get some silage and straw in our little mixer behind us. And it doesn't have the bale trigger that I've noticed so far. So the best way to do it is to get the hay buster from Dinez Farming and grind up your hay bales and straw bales. But the nice part about this is we can run right around or use a TMR mixer to grind them up. You could use a TMR mixer to accept the straw and hay bales and then dump it on the ground. Then you want to get centered on the little mixer. So all I got to do, I did not have any grass. I do not have any grass on the ground. I should be able to then drive right into my silos, which on this farm are under here. Oh, dang, views, cameras, everything. And it's the second silo, so I got to come over here, hit R, and I could fill this up. And with your help menu on, you can see it and you can stop it accordingly. And you can also double check your fill level at the bottom so you don't overmix or undermix. And then I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to grab my CCM, fermented cornmeal. I'm going to put some in. You can remember that I said you don't need that much of it. So with that being said, I actually got to go back into the Challenger and grab my TMR mixer so I can get some grass out. And we'll finish putting some grass in our tiny mixer there. So that way we can get it into the tie stall barn. This mixer, the only mixer I can think of in-game would be the in-game Kuhn RA142. Might fit in a tie stall barn with a small tractor, like the 4020 Tyson Dinez just released. You can't have a cab on it, and you got to have it narrow. It is a small opening you got there, and we're just going to cheat real quick. And I'm going to dump on the ground. Once I get some grass on the ground, or hay on the ground, then all I got to do is just dump it right back into that little mixer. I want to make sure I get enough so I can get the rations right in the mixer and it comes out as forage. Oh yeah, select. I think I want about a full bucket, so I'm gonna hopefully have enough for a full bucket dumped out. Then run back over to the little mixer and get that under the tractor. And not tip it over. Please don't tip over. Then we are just gonna hopefully have the ratio in the little mixer correct. I got a little bit more down there. So we are good. Barely, but we're good. So with that being said, we're going to run right over to the tie stall barn and be able to dump total mixed rations, what the game calls it. I'll pull back up tie stall barn, and we should see these numbers start to increase, which they are. And that will get us total effectiveness. And the other thing, I'm pretty sure where the heck was that trigger? Pretty sure the straw is actually in there too. I'm going to double check that with you guys. I forgot to look at that before I started recording. On this particular farm is the only issue is a lot of the farms are different on where the triggers are. So you'll have to find them. MB had a pretty good example on page MB Farms and Photography. And now we'll should be seeing the straw go up, which you do. That is a quick, easy way to feeding your cows, and your hammer mill will pull out the crops out of your grain bin without an auger. It reaches under that auger. And then the other thing you can put into your one last thing. That's what I forgot to tell you guys. So with everything going on here, you essentially use everything, every crop you got, you could use for feed and sell just milk and cows, beef or dairy, however you want to do it. So with that being said, like sorghum, we can harvest sorghum early and have it green like this, and a mower will convert it into grass windrow. Once you have grass windrow, then you can use your forage headers or forage harvesters, choppers, and use the pickup tools and pick the grass up. And if you remember in your production, the silos, you have haylage. So therefore, you could leave or have all three of these in there. And if we come back and look at the animal food, all you would need to grab then is straw. And you could use straw for filler. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have to use a big TMR mixer. You could actually just use the little guy. Oh, tab too far. You could actually just use the little guy in the silo room there and pull everything out and have a full mixture. So I highly suggest you chopping some hay or grass or any green crop. You could do wheat, barley, oats, as long as it's in the green stage, and it would convert it. You could mow it down, convert it right into haylage by pumping it into your silos here. If you guys have any other questions and would like some more info, please comment on the video and let me know what you want to see, what you have questions about, and I will try to answer them. And you can see with the red tie stall barn, it gives you everything there on it. And if we come over to the silo room here, it'll even tell me what's in my silo. So therefore, it's a great example on how an old school dairy farm would work in real life and how we are taking every crop we got and putting it into feed. The only thing I think we don't use here are potatoes, sugar beets, sugarcane, cotton. Obviously, those are out of the question. And if you got the production in your vineyards and everything. But grass is heavily used all the way through Westby. With that being said, thank you guys. And I'll try to do another video on a couple other feeding lots and show you guys how everything else pans out and works. Thanks for watching.